Hi, good morning everyone. I thought I'd just take the opportunity in support of the article I'm writing just to give you a visual representation of how this local area network works as a simple development environment for a home office or small office. The advantage here of having this standalone server, apart from everything else, apart from anything, it gives you plenty of free resources on your desktops to be able to run all your applications. And it gives you obviously plenty of backup options as well. Apart from anything, it gives you like the advantage of working with an environment that you're going to be putting your applications on. By working with an actual server, with server software, you're going back to the way back to roots and the way things should actually be working. So let's just give you a quick tour around, and the rest of it will be obviously in the article. So have a good read through and enjoy. So to start with, in the office we've got my somewhat untidy desk, my straightforward desktop computer, the other desktop computer, and we've got down here is the HP ProLiant micro server. And here is a router. We've got that set up as a just a wireless access point, so that doesn't handle any DHCP. There's no IP addresses being issued out there. Make sure that you set that up when it's plugged into your machine, not when it's plugged into the network, otherwise it will start to cause problems. Now the networking setup in here, in this office, is actually hooked up to a big switch downstairs with one incoming line. And the router, the internet router, is downstairs. So if you're doing this at a home office, then you're probably better off getting yourself a cheap switch, sort of 10-100 switch, 10-1000 switch. You can get it for sort of 15 quid online, and plugging all your machines in via cable to that. Now, as far as the server goes, the server is set up with an Ubuntu server, with a simple, straightforward lamp stack which came with it. Very easy to set up. I think I used something like Webmin, the old-fashioned Webmin, to set up a server admin interface. I rarely use it these days, to be honest, but it helped me set up things like host name for the server, so on and so forth. Now the host name for the server is noppiesdev.com. Now, in order for me to access that, I've edited the host files on both machines to so that noppiesdev.com points to the local IP address, which is 192.168.1.40. And both these machines have static IPs 41 and 42. Now, with regards to things like your actual lamp setup, I've got in PHP my admin, I have created a single user, which is noppiesdev, with the same password. Now the advantage here is the fact that I've also given this user access to every database created on that server. Now remember, this server has no public access, so it's only local, it's only accessible via these two IP addresses from this machine here. So it's not something, it's security conscious, if you like. But it means that any WordPress installation I create, all I have to do is create a database, and the existing user has access to that database straight away. Another advantage with this, of course, is it's a RAID 5 machine, which means that everything is backed up. It's got a spare hard drive in there, so I don't need to worry about things like WordPress plugin backups or external backups and things like this. Really, it backs up every day, incremental backups, which makes things really, really easy. What I don't do, in addition, with this server, I don't do things like creating virtual hosts for each and every website that I do. I simply put the website on a subdirectory of the main web root, which is www, and then it'll be /website1, /website2, /website3, so on and so forth. So I don't need to worry about virtual hosts and that kind of thing. And then eventually, we get to the process of migrating websites from that server to their remote server. All I have to do is use the WP Migrate DB plugin, which searches and replaces all the instances of noppiesdev.com and the path to the new remote server path. in a copy of database, which makes things really, really handy. Obviously I realise that that's difficult when it comes to keeping databases synchronised between local and remote, but you know, if you look at the way that you do your sort of productivity anyway, you can adjust for that, so it's absolutely fine. The printer itself, whilst I do intend to set it up as a network printer so that it works off the server, it's not like that at the moment, but again, you can do that and it makes life very, very simple. You can print from either machine. The other thing to remember that this server doesn't actually have any file sharing on it. Whilst you can set up the server as a file share, I've actually got all of my computers mapped to my Dropbox account. So there's no file storage on any of these machines. All of these machines are mapped to Dropbox, which means I can access that from anywhere I like. You know, I don't need to worry about losing stuff off the machines here. To make to make you aware quickly of how actually easy and cheap this setup is. This is the machine that I was using before I bought the micro server. This is a simple standalone machine. I think it's got 4 gig of RAM. I think it's got something like 250 gig memory, single core, and that ran Ubuntu server perfectly. Absolutely fine. There's not a great deal of difference in power and speed when it comes to just running a simple WordPress website in your local development environment. Now I'll list all of the other benefits and bits and pieces. This is just a simple video just to show you, just to give you a bit of visual support of what I've done here in the rest of the article. So, you know, take the time to actually read through the article, but just to give you aware, this desktop cost me 50 quid. It's, you know, in fact, no, it wasn't, sorry, it was 25 quid. It was 25 quid off a friend. Dodgy old computer, set up as a server, and it was absolutely great. Migrated everything to that. That was, I think, £249 off eBuyer. You know, you can't go wrong with this kind of thing. You can't go wrong. That was something like £49 from my local Argos. I think if you're working in a home office, though, you know, you can just simply use, you can get yourself a wireless access point and plug it into the back of your router, and you're all good to go. If you've got any questions about the rest of the setup in here, there's not a great deal. It's not complicated. It's very, very easy to set up. I'm sorry I haven't got the time to actually sit there and go through a screen recording of exactly how I set this network up. In order to do that, I would need obviously a lot more time, and I'd need a few extra resources, and I'd probably need to start a server again, or at least partition it and start the instructional video again. But I actually learned to set this server up via YouTube videos. So if you get to this point and you've got the hardware ready and you're ready to do it, get yourself onto YouTube and just look up how to set up Ubuntu server, how to install LAMP, how to upgrade to PHP 7, which is a key thing with WordPress development. Upgrade the standard LAMP to PHP 7, MariaDB, and you're good to go. As far as expanding this sort of thing goes, bear in mind also that you can, with a server like this, you could partition it, set up virtual machines. You can even start looking at things like Docker to create your own server containers and environments, which is a step further than what this article is all about. But yeah, like I said, it's dead simple. It's really easy. If you want some further advice, give us ping us an email or ping us a message on LinkedIn or my email or on my website, and I'll take you through it. Thanks for your time. Bye.